Welcome to Alaska. My mother very graciously gave my wife and I a gift of a cruise to Alaska. And I figured as long as I was here, I'd like to take a look at some of the vegetable gardening in Alaska. You know, I've long heard stories about giant pumpkins and giant vegetables, and I always thought, how could that be in an area that's so cold? I mean, the locals up here say that it rarely gets above 70 degrees. And then somebody informed me, and I knew about this, but I didn't really think about it, that in the summertime they get up to 20 hours of light. So it may not be heat, but it's light. So they grow a lot of big vegetables.
The only fruit you can grow here is berries. So everybody puts strawberries in because they don't grow wild. Everybody puts rhubarb in because it does really well. You can put like currants and raspberries and all of that in, but you can just go out and pick the wild ones too. Anything that needs any heat at all, you have to have a greenhouse. So if you want a tomato, cucumber, anything like that, you have to start them in the house and then get them out in the greenhouse. But what you had to do to prove up on a homestead, federal homestead, was clear and put into production 20 acres when there was nothing but trees here. The little mining trail was here, but it was so little that actually the trees touched in the middle. You were like going down a tunnel. You had to build a habitable dwelling, which was pretty funny when I finally realized, I grew up here, and every single family here lived in a one-room, their prove-up cabin. It was a one-room, it was always logged because that's what you had to build this here. And most of them were no taller than the tallest guy in the building. When he could get in, the roof went on, and that's where they lived.
Oh, look at the size of these things.
They keep for like January in the roots. Nice. This is Mom's garden. She has the smallest garden, but she always grows the biggest stuff. You can barely see my giant cabbage over there.
There's your potatoes you dug up.
So is this yours? This garden's mine. I grow my garden here because I live 10.5 miles that way, and we get double the snow there.
There's the potatoes.
Yeah. So I dug chunks out of all the different kinds a couple days ago because I want to make sure I have my seed for next year. So these that are
Those
here.
are dark.
Yeah,
Are they the blues?
Yeah, these are the purple all the way through.
Purple, blue, yeah, nice.
Well, see, these are what I dug this yesterday, and then I dug this just a little bit going through these on here. So this is about what you get for this much of a row. So I do love the purple potatoes. They just make your plate look great, and they're very cheerful, and they keep well.
Yeah, I've never grown potatoes.
Oh, well, you know, I love potatoes because they just do really well here, and they grow tall, big vines. They have gorgeous blooms on them, and whatever color your potato is, your blooms are.
Yeah.
So these were blue flowers, lots of them. The white potatoes have white. Yukon Golds or Butterballs have light yellow. Red potatoes have pink blooms, and they're just fun to grow. You know, things that do well though is your carrots, peas. Potatoes are our biggest crop. I tried to grow corn.
I was gonna say.
Pretty pitiful, huh?
Yeah.
But you get tired of those things that just grow. So I tried that.
You can't do tomatoes outside, though.
No, you really can't. I mean, on a weird year, you can get some. Especially if you put your stuff on a hill and like put plastic on it like I did for the corn. We milked up for 2 years ago, but I was left here to make sure and get her to a neighbor's house that had a billy goat. And I didn't know any billy goat well enough. I wanted to jump my Rosie off. So and then the next year she's like, I'm retired. So he's adopted. Really. Now Levi, he lives clear out in the sticks, and he's had a moose problem. He planted probably 100, cabbage, broccoli, that kind of plants, and he says he maybe has a dozen left. Here, I've only seen moose come in one time, and that was we got a snow that dumped on us and never left again.